Are you choosing partners? Or are your unresolved wounds choosing for you? In a world of performative relationships, choosing consciously becomes a revolutionary act of self-love. Are you brave enough to look behind the curtain of your attractions? Your brain operates like an incredibly complex matchmaking system that starts collecting relationship data from the moment you're born. Think of it as an internal relationship detective that's been silently observing and recording every emotional interaction since childhood. This isn't a random process, but a deeply intentional psychological mechanism designed to help you understand and potentially heal your earliest emotional experiences. Unlike dating apps that match surface-level preferences, your brain's algorithm goes much deeper, analyzing childhood interactions, family dynamics, and emotional patterns to create a blueprint of what feels familiar and safe. Your brain isn't seeking a perfect partner in the traditional sense. Instead, it's searching for someone who can help you work through unresolved emotional patterns from your past. It doesn't prioritize conventional happiness, but emotional resolution. Every person you're attracted to is essentially a talking opportunity to revisit and potentially heal old emotional wounds. This means your romantic choices aren't random or accidental, but carefully orchestrated psychological experiments designed to help you understand yourself better. Your brain is essentially saying, let's find someone who can help us process these unresolved emotions, even if that means choosing partners who might initially seem challenging or complicated. Let's take a look at the 5 psychological mechanisms behind choosing difficult partners. 1. The wound replication protocol. Your brain has an incredibly sophisticated healing strategy that looks nothing like traditional therapy. When you choose a partner, you're not just selecting a romantic companion. You're unconsciously creating an opportunity to resolve deep emotional wounds from childhood. If you grew up with emotionally distant parents, you'll likely be drawn to partners who feel similarly unavailable, not because you enjoy pain, but because your subconscious believes you can finally fix or understand that early emotional experience. Someone who experienced abandonment as a child might repeatedly choose partners who are likely to leave. This isn't out of self-destruction, but as a way to transform that original wound. A person raised with love that felt conditional will unconsciously seek relationships where they must constantly prove their worth, hoping to finally receive the unconditional acceptance they missed in childhood. This isn't a deliberate choice, but a deeply intelligent psychological mechanism designed to help you heal. Your brain isn't punishing you by creating these patterns. It's offering repeated opportunities to process and ultimately transform your earliest emotional experiences. Each challenging relationship becomes a carefully orchestrated healing session, replaying and potentially rewriting old emotional scripts. Your psyche acts like a patient therapist, using romantic relationships as its primary therapeutic tool. 2. The familiarity, comfort zone. Your brain's understanding of safety has nothing to do with actual well-being and everything to do with familiarity. If you grew up in a chaotic or unpredictable environment, your nervous system interprets chaos as its default setting, making calm and stable relationships feel strange and uncomfortable. A person who experienced constant emotional upheaval in childhood will unconsciously seek partners and relationships that mirror those early dynamics, not because they enjoy suffering, but because unpredictability feels like home. Smooth, consistent interactions can feel more threatening than dramatic conflicts because they don't match your internal emotional landscape. It's as if your childhood is directing a psychological play, and your romantic relationships are the stage where unresolved emotional scripts get performed repeatedly. 3. The unconscious redemption fantasy. Every romantic relationship is secretly an elaborate healing mission, disguised as love. When you choose a partner who reminds you of a distant or unavailable parent, you're not making a mistake. You're attempting to rewrite an unfinished emotional story. An emotionally unavailable partner becomes a chance to understand and potentially heal the pain of feeling unseen or unimportant. A controlling partner might represent an opportunity to reclaim personal power and boundaries you couldn't establish as a child. Your psyche uses these scenarios not to punish you, but to provide repeated opportunities to transform old emotional patterns. Each relationship becomes a therapeutic scenario where you replay, understand, and potentially heal deep-seated wounds. The ultimate act of self-love is recognizing that your relationships are not random, but carefully designed healing journeys. 4. The attachment style choreography. Your attachment style acts as an invisible emotional GPS, silently guiding every romantic relationship you'll ever have. Anxious attachment styles often lead to partners who are emotionally distant, creating a painful cycle of pursuit and withdrawal. Avoidant attachment styles repeatedly confirm fears about intimacy, maintaining emotional distance. Disorganized attachment styles oscillate between craving connection and fearing it, creating an emotional roller coaster. Secure attachment styles, developed through consistent and loving early relationships, allow for balanced and healthy intimacy. Your attachment style directs these intricate dances of connection and disconnection, replaying early emotional scripts in adulthood. 5. The neurochemical attraction mechanism. Attraction isn't just a romantic feeling. It's a sophisticated neurochemical performance. Moments of uncertainty trigger dopamine, creating a natural high. Conflict releases cortisol, keeping you emotionally charged. Reconciliation floods your system with oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Your brain prioritizes emotional intensity over stability, making unpredictability feel like an addictive adventure. Understanding your relationship patterns is like discovering a secret map to your emotional landscape. Every challenging partner becomes an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. The relationships you once considered mistakes are actually psychological workshops where your deepest wounds get examined and healed. Healing doesn't mean finding a perfect partner. It's about becoming a more integrated, self-aware version of yourself. It's not about eliminating challenges, but developing emotional resilience to navigate them. Your romantic experiences aren't happening to you. They're happening for you.